My Quest for a Creator video looks into the question of, is there a creator, in light of rather practical and common sense approach. The goal here is not to question or deny people's faith. It's a personal journey driven by a lifelong craving and quest for self-enlightenment, understanding and inner peace. This is an open-minded discussion that should not be construed as any kind of guidance, and is left for one's own quest for his creator. It's a question of who is behind our infinite universe, who we are, about our lives, where we come from, why we here, and where we are going from here. Thanks in advance for subscribe and like. Many of us are busy with self-interests of earning to make a living, raising our families, because we know no other meaning to life. However, some of us are craving for meaning in life through education, research and training in the various fields of our lives. What's our perception of God? Is it nature, universe or superintelligence? Are we made in the image of God? These many questions puzzle many people. Why tragedy, pain, sufferings, poverty, diseases, injustice, wars, killings, natural disasters? And what difference it makes whether God exists or not? World is a mess. Will things get any better with God? Let's see this from a scientific and philosophical point of view. First and foremost, let's look at our origin of life. Our planet is teeming with million kind of insects, 20,000 kind of fish, 350,000 kind of plants and 9,000 kinds of birds flying. And the awesome unity between all living species via intricate teamwork of DNA, RNA and proteins molecules. How did this mosaic of life came about? Our body cell nucleus contains vast number of DNA double helix ladder molecules. All these molecules come with coded directions for making various kind of proteins that maintain body cells to transfer genes from one generation to the next. The bigger mind-blowing mystery is where their complex and continuously perfect teamwork of genes replicating coded instructions. The only logical explanation for this is that the vast quantity of information is a product of some superintelligence, and more we know, more we want to know the source. Now let's look at the humans' attempt to create life in the laboratory. In the 1930s, many lab experiments were conducted by scientists Urey and Miller with water, hydrogen, nitrogen and methane. The original primitive gases existed before life on the early Earth. The experiments were conducted in a sealed flask with lightning bolt that resulted in the production of some of the partial amino acids. However, laboratory amino acids produced were found to be 50 right and 50 left-handed equal distribution, while living organism amino acids are made up of 20 different kinds of biological left-handed amino acids only. Why then living organism is made up of 20 kinds of left-handed amino acids only is a mystery. Then excess left-handed amino acids have been found in meteorites only, again an outside influence. Then how many species of plants and vegetation result from chloroplast cells via sunlight photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process to convert carbon dioxide to oxygen to make sugars and nutrients to sustain life on our unique planet. And scientists have totally failed to make amino acids for life in the laboratory. A renowned biochemist unilaterally believed that matter and energy could not organize itself to form life without outside assistance. Now let's look at the human brain. Our 3-pound brain is the most complex object in the universe with billions of neurons and connections for maintaining our unique and meaningful lives. This is possible only through our unique communication abilities via our languages made up of 4 letters, W-O-R-D, the word. Our brain consists of millions of sensors for our 5 senses for hearing, eyesight, smell, touch and taste. And our bodies have self-healing properties and our immune system defending us from infections as a natural healthcare system. All this we take for granted. Human brain memory can fill 20 million volumes that we use for our language, knowledge, thoughts, culture. No other species on our planet has this ability other than humans. A 3-year-old can ask so many questions for meaning of life, while a highly trained 8 cannot even utter one word. Human brain is an extraordinary divine gift for advancement in arts, music, medicine, engineering, IT, World Wide Web and space exploration. An average human uses 1% of the brain only. and our unique consciousness is a profound intelligent mystery for self-awareness. We contemplate, plan, decide, have sense of self, love, beauty, compassion, morality, for good and bad, pain, suffering, forgiving, kindness, freedom, and trust reside in human brain only. Then who placed these standard of ethics only in human brain, if not an intelligent and caring creator? Still some scientists think it all happened by chance, but they can't explain the early universe or how by chance and who is the chance giver. Again, science has not been able to prove that life is not created by God. Amazingly, human brain looks similar to the structure of the universe. Could the structure of universe be the mind of God? Then what about the natural law of every action comes with a reaction, or if there is no cause there is no effect? As per Nobel laureate Francis Crick, life is too complex to organize in a controlled lab, let alone in uncontrolled environment. And no life has ever been produced by a non-living sterilized matter or dead meat. Science and holy books both agree that originally there was no life on early Earth, then where the life came from. As per Hubble scope observations, 1 million Earths can fit in our Sun, and our Milky Way is populated with 1 billion solar systems. There are over 20 visible galaxies clusters and countless superclusters with galaxies. And there are 50 billion galaxies with billions of solar systems in each. All of these galaxies are in a dynamic motion and expanding at half the speeds of light of 93,000 miles per second, like a balloon. Then who is blowing this balloon? And our Sun converts 564 million tons of hydrogen to helium per second, with only 4 million tons reaching out to our solar system for our life on this planet. Amazingly, human brain looks similar to the structure of the universe. Could the structure of universe be the mind of God? Here we can see some of the incredible star nursery nebulae making stars and planets. And here we can see the Eagle Nebula, M16, famous for the pillars of creation. This nebula is a stellar nursery where new stars are being born. Again, all galaxies and solar systems are running fine-tuned and clockwise, controlled by natural laws of gravity, as described by physics, chemistry, and mathematics. As per scientific research, the entire universe originated from a state of infinitely small atom, also known as singularity. The workings of our universe depends on following 4 precisely measured fundamental forces. 1. Gravity. 2. Electromagnetism. 3. Strong nuclear force. And 4. Weak nuclear force. These 4 forces rule the heavens and are responsible for the stability and long life of the solar system from the current vast universe to the atomic level. And a slight change in the ratio of any of these 4 forces, working like an engine, will rob our Sun of its light and water from our Earth. And there would be no carbon, oxygen and hydrogen elements left to sustain life on Earth. As we see it, our planet Earth's electromagnetic force is 10 times to the power of 40 zeros bigger than gravity. And if electromagnetic force was just 1 power more or less, there would be nothing left on our Earth but 1 and 1 element only, and that will be lead. Who is then directing such a fine-tuned operation of our universe? Again, a slight change in our Earth and Moon's location in our galaxy, their orbits, diameter, rotation's angle or tilt would make the life impossible to exist here. Does it not look like that nature arose from something organized and conditioned to operate in a particular manner? By who? Now let's look at the periodic table of various metals that are perfectly organized and grouped in their characteristic and continuous sequence of atomic weights. There was a time in history when there were missing metals in the periodic table that were foreseen by scientists based on the structure of the periodic table. Then later those missing metals were systematically discovered and the blanks in the periodic table was properly and completely filled in. Who then organized the periodic table in perfect harmony down to atomic level? Now let's look at this philosophically. While some philosophers hinted at a higher order or creative force, they generally did not view this force as a personal God concerned with human affairs. Greek philosophers did not have a unified stance on the question of a creator in the way like Christianity, Islam or Judaism do. However, following key themes emerge. 1. Cosmic order or reason. Plato suggests an intelligence behind the universe structure. 2. Focus on harmony of natural laws, by Stoics emphasizing a world governed by rational principles rather than direct divine intervention. 3. Einstein's view of God was that of spiritual cosmic energy including humanity set up to self-sustain and operate forever by itself. 4. Baruch Spinoza, a German philosopher, also believed that universe and natural laws and God are one and the same thing. Spinoza also believed that God is the one and only one in the universe and everything else is a mode of God, and that humans are dependent and imperfect, and that God is infinite, self-caused, perfect, and there is nothing before the infinite God. Let's look at the question of God and meaning of life from the point of view of a European philosopher, C.S. Lewis, an atheist turned believer. Followed by John Collins, Chairman USA Health Foundation, also an atheist turned believer. C.S. Lewis states his logic as follows. Moral law, humans have a sense of right and wrong, which suggests a giver of moral law. Universal desire for meaning, every human longs for purpose and fulfillment, implying there is a source of ultimate meaning. Longing for joy, humans experience deep, unfulfilled desires, hinting at a greater reality beyond this world. Mathematical and logical order in nature. The universe operates with precision, suggesting an intelligent designer. Beauty in the world. Humans are drawn to beauty in nature, art, and music, which implies a transcendent source. The reality of reason. Our ability to think rationally and seek truth is best explained by a rational creator rather than blind chance. Love and sacrifice. The existence of deep, selfless love, and the concept of sacrifice points to something beyond mere survival instincts. Duckling and fish need water to swim, and water is there. Birds need air to fly, and air is there. Man needs female company, and female is there. Child need milk to sustain life, and milk is there. Human need air, water, fire, food, to sustain life, and all is there. Then is it not logical that there is an overall provider, just as all living species on our planet are providers for their offsprings? Now let's look at the future of the artificial intelligence, and where it is taking us, according to Professor John Lennox, former head of the mathematics department at Oxford University, and the author of Artificial Intelligence Year 2084, and the Future of Humanity. John Lennox states, artificial intelligence and information technology are increasingly influencing every aspect of our daily lives. These advancements impact various sectors, including healthcare, autonomous vehicles, the military, manufacturing, energy, banking, and insurance. Artificial intelligence has the potential to shape human choices, determining whether individuals create a heaven or hell for themselves by distinguishing between good and evil. The countries like China and other authoritarian regimes are conducting experimental research, gathering vast amounts of data on people's daily activities. For instance, China is advancing towards a fully digital society and surveillance system, employing 360-degree cameras to monitor individuals' business and personal lives. These cameras track facial expressions, emotions, demeanor, and behaviors in real time. The goal of this system is to reward high performers with better career, business, and living opportunities, while those deemed non-compliant may face social justice penalties, including lower credit scores, restricted opportunities, and even confinement in designated areas for rehabilitation. This initiative aims to create a world free from evil, envisioning a future where artificial intelligence guided by divine principles leads humanity toward eternal, everlasting, peaceful living. Although currently a pilot project, it is expected to become a global reality in the near future, demonstrating the principle of cause and effect in action. This concept bears a striking resemblance to Sir Isaac Newton's biblical research, particularly his studies of the prophecies of Prophet Daniel in the Book of Revelations. Newton attempted to calculate the timing for the end of days and foreseeing a future where evil would be eradicated, paving the way for God to join humanity in an everlasting peaceful paradise on earth. Let's have an open discussion. Human beings possess an inherent divine nature, characterized by a deep-seated awareness of God and religious quest from the very beginning of existence. Millions believe that our conscious, self-awareness and the very fact of our existence serve as proof of a creator, who cares for us. And if our lives were merely the result of a random chance, they would be meaningless. However, if life is the product of intentional design, it must inherently have a deeper and satisfying meaning. At times, we feel incomplete and unsatisfied, which can lead us to confusion, anxiety, and depression. As we struggle to understand what we truly want, embracing a God-fearing approach offers a path to self-control and discipline for protection from evil and harm. As per Stoics, man is his own worst enemy, and one who can control himself can conquer the world. Modern medical science, in fact, supports practices like meditation and prayer, which are known to promote both physical and mental well-being. Albert Einstein once stated that a person whose life lacks meaning is unhappy and unfit to live a full life. Similarly, a Holocaust survivor remarked that even in the worst of circumstances, one can survive in extreme stress by living a meaningful life. We the humans in times of climatic crisis, such as during air crashes, fires, floods, hurricanes, or earthquakes, often cry out, "Oh my God!" Does this not reflect a deeper built-in recognition of a higher power in moments of high stress? God's presence is most often seen through his signs, as there are many colorless life-supporting elements all around us we cannot see, such as hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen, etc. And his light is much like the sun, is too powerful to gaze upon with the naked eyes. If we seek proof of God's existence, we must know the entire universe, laws of nature and right from wrong. The search for his evidence requires extraordinary willpower, humility, and patience. Let's wish and pray for peace in this world come sooner than later. Thank you for your time. Subscribe and like. Thanks once again, and have a peaceful life.